G'day fellas and welcome to a casted game. Spawning in on the south side of the map in the colour red, playing as the Rus representing Izzy Esports. It's Marine Lord. And in the north of the map in the colour blue, playing as the Holy Roman Empire. It's Vortex. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the pit. We're here watching EGC TV's The Elite Classic. Of course, I'll leave a link down in the description of where you can watch it live this weekend. It is happening once again every Saturday, every Sunday. Be there or be square. I don't know exactly when it starts, but I would assume 15 GMT. Now, let's talk a little bit about this game that we've got right here in front of us, because we have got an absolute wonderful map coming out for the Rus. Now, I say wonderful map, a wonderful map. There's a fair bit of deer that are out here, and you can see that we've got pack of seven down here, and then we've got the three, another 3 here, and there should be another 3 somewhere. There we go, up in the back. Lots of little packs of 3 everywhere. Make it really nice to get that professional scouts in if you want to go for it, but also we've got these beautiful, big, thick, luscious forests on the back side of the base, which Marine Lord's going to be utilizing. And look how quick he got these down. Less than a minute into the game, and he's got the double, I was going to say the double war hut. That's an Age of Empires 3 reference. I don't even know where that came from. The double war hut opening, aka the hunting cabin opening. So a bit of an interesting opening here from Marine Lord, obviously. I'm liking his position so far, but over on the other side of the map, playing as the Holy Roman Empire, Vortex. He's gone for a double scout, so looking to try and deny as much bounty as he can away from Marine Lord. It's one of the things that, it's always that double-edged sword. You know, you deny bounty from your enemy, but you also delay your build order. But you know what? I'm pretty confident that Vortex is the type of guy who's got a build order for every single civ on every single map for every single matchup. Just think about that for a second, right? So there's 10 civs. And there's 10 matchups for each of the civs, including mirrors. So what is that? Does that work out to be 100 matchups, right? So if we say there's 100 matchups, how many maps are there? There's 10 maps. So do you reckon he's got 1,000 build orders? I mean, some of those build orders are going to be the same, right? Like, you probably use the same build order on Lipany that you use for Dry Arabia, for most of these civilizations. But I suspect that there's, like, for the Holy Roman Empire, it's going to be quite specific to playing only Holy Roman Empire, but I guess on some maps, you know what, it probably makes a lot of sense that it's not for every single map, but you know, he would definitely have a scout build order. Let's take a little bit of a look at this Archon Chapel. Interesting placement on the Archon. So obviously hits the gold, hits the wood, notably also hits the TC, but I guess the most important thing here is this isn't the big wood, this is the baby wood. So you got wood for maybe, I mean, how many trees are we talking here? If I was just going to count them, 4, 8, 12, 16, 17 trees in this right here. I literally counted them all. Did I get them all right, though? I might have missed one up here. Hold on. Okay, 4, 8, 12, 16, 17. Yep, 17 trees in here. So you're talking 17 times 15 or 150. I'm not too good at maths, but that sounds like it's quite a lot to me. But is it going to be enough? That's going to be the big question. I don't like that this is towards the front of the base, but I mean, realistically, where else do you go? I mean, you could probably go back here. This wouldn't have been terrible either. Archon back here, hits the berries, hits the stone, hits the wood line, and you get kind of extended wood line, but even then, you kind of miss out on the TC. I feel like this is probably the best bet, the best Archon that you can go for. So I'm going to give that a solid 7. Age up comes through, 3 minutes 37, very early here for Vortex. Straight away, villagers moving over onto the wood. You can see a couple of villagers going to be moving back, looking to gather up that food underneath the TC, and he has got villagers out here on the stone. Now, did he go for a double prelate opening? Of course he didn't. That would be crazy to go double scout, double prelate. But we do see the double scouts over in the base of Marine Lord at the moment. He's going to be looking to try and spot out exactly what Marine Lord's up to, and sees that Kremlin going down on the gold back towards his own base. He's dealing with problems. Both of these guys have got problems at home, it seems. And Marine Lord, he's just rallying out to wood for the moment, so not looking to move into that stone. Obviously, we see players go for that stone quite a fair bit, but it's quite far away from his town center. Town center? It's getting late over here. What's the time over here? 1 o'clock in the morning, but I guess 1 o'clock in the morning is like my prime time, or at least it normally is whenever I'm casting. But the age I'm about to come through, wheelbarrow already has come through, already has arrived for Marine Lord. You can see him copying a fair bit of damage here over on the hunting cabin. He might have to send a villager out here at the very least. No, it looks like he's going to go into militia instead. Hold on, where are those militia going? The militia are just going to the other side of the map. He's not even sending them to the scouts. He's bringing his own scouts back home to deal with this threat. And you can see immediately Vortex just responds straight away. Double broadaxe coming through from Marine Lord. You know what that means. If you got a wheelbarrow, if you got a double... Hold the horses. Wait, he's going... I was going to say, you know what that means? If you've got a double broadaxe and you've got a wheelbarrow, that means that you've got an addiction to archers early on, but I don't know what that means. Marine Lord is going triple tier 1 upgrades as soon as the age up comes through and going for the town center. This is interesting. I don't think I've seen this before. In fact, I can definitely say I've not seen this before. I had a little bit of a theory that this could be really strong, but basically the way it works is this, okay? Marine Lord's going for a second town center. By Marine Lord going for his upgrades first and then going for his second town center, what he's doing is he's delaying his villager production. Now, he can always get these upgrades in at a later time. He can come and bring these upgrades in. So at the moment, they're coming through at 5 minutes 45. And let's say they come through at 7 minutes 45. So effectively, he's lost resources, or the difference in resources as a villager is going to go down here. He's lost the difference in resources over that time of not having that upgrade will be significant, right? But what would be more significant? Those resources, which will eventually come back up. So, say as an example, the 2 minutes that you don't have the 15%, you're going to gather, say, 400 resources less than if you did have it. But if you don't have those villagers from the town center, if you don't rush that town center up the same way that we've seen Vortex right now, you're going to be behind those villagers for the rest of the game. So I guess my question is, is it wise to delay the town center? Or should we be going TC first and then going into our upgrades? I think that's my question. And I'd love to have that answered. Maybe Age of Noob could do something on that, you know, on the efficiency. I think it's that same argument with the Abbasid dynasty that when you're playing the Abbasid, you don't want to be getting like fresh foodstuffs, wheelbarrow, before you get that second town center, just mainly because if you do that, you're going to delay the villager production, which ultimately you will eventually get that wheelbarrow. You will eventually get that fresh foodstuffs. And until you do get that, it's well, not until you do get that, but the point is you're ultimately going to get that, and it can come in at any time, and you're going to mitigate that resource loss immediately because you'll have the tech, whereas you'll never have those villagers. But anyway, that's my TED Talk. Thanks for coming. Let's check in over on the base with Vortex as he begins to wall things up. Take a look at this. We've got ourselves some cheeky little walls coming in. Now, I'm curious exactly how Vortex is going to look to play this matchup, because normally this is a bit of a castle-oriented matchup here for Vortex. Now, obviously, does go the Ark and Chapel rather than going for the mine work, and not that we really see mine work come out, but I do think it changes the dynamic quite a bit. I think if you're going to be playing castle, there can be a much larger focus on going for mine work, just simply because knights become really potent in the castle age. Having that extra 2 armor on them really gives them a lot more oomph. But obviously, he's avoided that, so we're not going to see that today. We do see the wheelbarrow, the mill coming down. Survival technique is going to be the elected resource. A couple more militia going to be coming in here. Marine Lord looking to try and force these villagers back at the same time under pressure on this backside. Scout going to come in. Looks like the militia will force a couple of villagers off, and he's going to micro these guys out slowly but steadily, I'm assuming. Never mind. He doesn't even move them because the militia are dead. 3 TCs from Marine Lord. Okay, this is where it... okay. This actually... okay, so this changes it. This changes it because now we're affecting the time of our 3rd TC. You know what? I reckon Marine Lord's probably got this one right. So essentially now, now the question is, what makes more sense? Should you go for your... do you go for 3 TCs first and then get your tier 1 upgrades? Because now you're going to be waiting a lot longer. Instead of waiting that 2 minutes, now you're going to be waiting 3.5 minutes, 4 minutes probably. Actually, probably closer to 4 minutes because you've got to start making villages maybe even longer, actually, now that I think about it. Because you've got to make more villages and they've got to take longer to pay off from those additional town centers. So there could be a significant difference in the payoff. So Marine Lord coming in with some interesting eco theory here. You know, economic theory was a big part of Age of Empires 3. Obviously, we've already mentioned it once before in this video, so we'll go ahead and mention it again. Throw out a nice little, a little Discovery Age card for all your Age of Empires 3 enjoyers. But definitely an interesting theory on economics. This is something that I could definitely see Age of Noob dissecting in a video. You know, at what breakpoints does it make more sense to do that? Because now that he's gone on to 3 TCs, sure, you might be losing out on the villager count, but does it really matter if the resources that you get in the interim are going to outweigh that? Especially if you're on 3 TC, right? Because 3 TC just feels like an overwhelming amount of villagers that are going to be coming out. But let's check in over on the other side of the map as Vortex obviously has the 2 TCs down. He's looking for that castle age shortly. Not a lot of pressure being put out on this map. Very passive opening. Stable has been thrown down, though, and you can see that this little block is coming in. Looks like a horseman's going to be coming out to meet the villager here. She was trying her best to get this wall up, but not going to be the case today. And now we've got these militia just looking to put pressure on towards this mill. Not even going to be fighting against the villagers here. Just going to be sieging this bad boy down, which is an interesting decision from Marine Lord, that is for sure. Scouts chasing away the scouts. Definitely an opportunity to come in and get this re-wall back again. We see that villager running up towards the north. Smart decision by Marine Lord. I think on one hand, he wants to wall in this fortified palisade wall, but on the other hand, it's like he wants to just keep that horseman as far away as he can, and we can see that second villager coming out looking to get that re-wall in. The scout going to come back in time, though, to get it. You can see that multiple units coming out here. Meanwhile, underneath the town center, looks like the militia did manage to take out another villager. So Marine Lord with 3 villager kills already in this game. But look at this. We've got an early night out going to be putting down the pressure. Such a smart move by Marine Lord. Keep in mind, you want to stop that enemy from picking up those relics. And oh my lord, look at the amount of production coming out from Marine Lord right now. Is he going feudal? Is he going 3 TC, tier 1 upgrades into feudal? This is my kind of game, dude. Holy moly. Knight now inside the base. Regnitz Cathedral a little bit far away from the town center. In fact, what are these farms? They're not even underneath the Archon. Excuse me, Vortex? What is going on? Knight going to be going down. I don't think he's got his +1 ranged armor through just yet. Yeah, he doesn't. So he's going to be hurting a little bit underneath that town center. Full wall is up towards that top side, though. Second stable going to be thrown down, and you can expect a lot of cavalry coming out from Vortex here. Expect to see it, and hold your horses. Hold your horses right now. We've got a villager under pressure in the north of the map. Knight going to be coming in, looking to try and meet it. Still that boar out on the map as well. He could look to try and take it out before well, I guess at this point, Marine Lord almost certainly is going to be taking that boar for himself. And look at this micro now coming through. He's really trying to take this villager down. Will be able to get it. Oh my lord, he's trying his best. The villager does go down. He's going to lose the horseman for it, but he's more than happy to sacrifice it. See you later, mate. Thanks for coming. But let's check in on that bottom side. And Marine Lord's actually said, you know what? I'm not going to play feudal. I'm just going to go castle. I've made all of the production buildings, and that'll do me now. High trade house now going to be going down for Marine Lord. Throws it down. You know, I could have imagined something amazing right here. I don't think he's got the space for it, though. He'd have to delete the hunting cabin as well, but it could have been beautiful. Up towards that north side, though. Knight going to make it through onto the wood line. You can see all the villagers just turning around looking to fight. You can see how much damage they're capable of doing, though. So much damage when they get the surrounds. Meanwhile, up towards the north side, Spears now coming out looking to repel that cavalry. Marine Lord gets surrounded, and we now see the first of the knights coming out for Vortex. Vortex is in the zone, in the comfort zone, I guess you could say right now. He's got the Snuggie on, he's got his legs up, he's got his slippers on, and he is sipping on some hot chocolate because the relics are coming through. That's going to be the first one right there. Makes its way back. And where are the rest of the relics? I mean, there's a second one out here, a third one down here. Looks like he won't be able to get this relic in the north. Villager does get the wall in on it. And now the knight's going to be coming out to hit the prelate. So the prelate's not going to be able to get that wall off. And full walling on these relics is just so damn cheeky. So damn cheeky. In fact, look at the relic spawn. Just take a look at this relic spawn. We didn't even talk about it. We probably should have, because for a game like this, it's incredibly pertinent. 60... Oh, Marine Lord. Oh, you're ruining your own parade right now. 62 gold a minute. All because of this hunting cabin, I think. I'm pretty sure that may have reduced it down. Not 100% sure, but I mean, this doesn't look like a 62 to me. This looks like 112 to me. But take a look at the relic spawn. So you've got one down here for Marine Lord. There was the one relic that spawned here, and then you've got the 3 relics on the top side. So Marine Lord basically just says, I'm just going to let you have 1 relic, and then I'm going to fight you over the other 3. Now, granted, I think that there's a world where this relic on the south side does get picked up by Vortex. It might be a little bit tough, definitely a bit of a walk, but it is quite possible that he looks to try and snag that. Meanwhile, up towards that north side, we still don't see these relics getting picked up. Is Marine Lord going into a monastery himself? Let's see if we can spot it. There it is. The monastery is now out. And 2 of the warrior monks in queue, so he's going ham, looking to try and get an early stranglehold on Vortex in this game. Wall still not up just yet. Vortex really trying his hardest to get this wall up. Not going to happen, though. Plenty of units beginning to move out and marching towards the base. Probably going to be looking to hit that wood line. We've seen him do it before in this game. Was that the original Regnitz location? Was he like, I'm going to throw it down here? And then he's like, nope, that is a stupid idea. I'm going to put it back here. And that was the correct call, my friend. Definitely the correct call. That would have been cancelled in a heartbeat. All right, well, Spears managing to go up against the Knights here. Keep in mind, ideally, Vortex... See, this is the thing where it comes down to, like, the difference of opinions. I'm just such an Imperial Age enjoyer when it comes to the Giga Chads. I feel like if you're not going Imperial Age, you're missing out on so much. But I think there's also a risk that he can't go Imperial Age. If he goes Imperial Age, he's going to be too far behind. He hasn't managed to secure relics. Marine Lord's going to start taking them soon. He's only picked up the 1, and the 3 towards that top side. I mean, one of them's under Marine Lord's control. The second one's walled in. The third one's walled in. And then you've got that last one on the bottom side that's already been picked up. So Vortex realistically doesn't have a lot going for him when we're talking about this castle age. Sure, he hit the 2 TC. But at the end of the day, what does he have going for him even if he lands to Imperial? Like, okay, he goes to Imperial, great, I've got the Swabia. But now what? Marine Lord's 3 TC. He doesn't care. He's 30 villages ahead at this point. This is such a greedy playstyle from Marine Lord, and I love it. I think this, if there's anybody who can make a greedy playstyle work, it's Marine Lord. Just because he doesn't make mistakes. You know, I saw this interesting. I don't know if it was a Twitch comment or a comment on Reddit, but it was basically Beastie sits back and waits for the enemy to make a mistake, whereas Marine Lord goes out there and just. I wouldn't say forces the enemy to make a mistake, but just outplays them. And I feel like that's really true in the playstyle of Marine Lord. It's just like, you know, he is... I really feel like it's obviously we can draw similarities to chess and having Magnus as just such a dominant figure. It feels like Marine Lord is that same way. It's just, you know, just the ability to outplay, the ability to outwit on every front and just always be 2 steps ahead when it comes to strategic thinking. He just sort of always has a really good game sense. You know, game sense is kind of like this 6th sense of RTS players. Well, not even RTS players, but any kind of online gamer player as to what the enemy might be up to at a certain point in time. And very, very good at analyzing that without the appropriate information. And just kind of knows what to do. Knows when to hold him, knows when to fold him. But now going to be pushing down upon Vortex. Numbers starting to increase. We see that Spearman crossbow composition starting to come out, though. Knight numbers also beginning to rise here for him as well. At the moment, the score's relatively even despite that significant difference in villager count. Marine Lord now over that 100 threshold. Meanwhile, Vortex only on 70, and we start to see Sacred Sites getting picked up here. Meanwhile, those relics are getting picked up. He's already got 2 in the bank. Make that a 3rd one. Where are we up? Oh, it's... oh, my lord, never mind. It's Vortex picking up the relic. Something I never expected to see. Vortex picking up a 2nd relic in this game. Wallalol gonna come down, but it's against a warrior monk, and if there's one thing you should know about warrior monks, it is no matter how good the religion is, my friend, I ain't following it. It's blasphemy to me. And that prelate will be going down, so that's gonna be 4 relics over towards Marine Lord. Not a particularly good spot if you are a Holy Roman Empire player on the other side. Definitely a bit of a tough spot here for him. Archon Chapel, though? Yeah, it's looking pretty good. It's looking pretty good. I'm loving the farm as well. The way that he's got, like, the inner ring of farms around here. And then, like, this is my obsessive-compulsive disorder very satisfied right now. You've got the Archon Chapel with the ring of farms around it, and then you've got 3 mills on either side, each one perfectly spaced just to allow another gap of farms in there. It's like, this is the stuff that thumbnails are made of. If the Holy Roman Empire farms weren't so ugly. You want to know why they're so ugly? Because they gather their farms so fast, they eat all of the food, and so it doesn't grow back on time. It's one of those funny things where it's like, because they gather their food so fast, you can see all of that food's already been eaten. So they got ugly farms. But back towards the base, we do start to see more production coming down. A lot of stables back here as well. Vortex moving into a heavy Spearman-based composition. And you can see Marine Lord just going for that really strong composition. One of my favorite compositions in the game at the moment. Main threat right now that Vortex can throw out here is going to be the Mangonel. If he can get a Mangonel out, it allows him to really shift this fight out. And we'll be able to stall it out completely. But he's going to be moving into Lance Connect instead. Let's take a little bit of a look and see. Do we have a Siege Workshop? No Siege Workshop by the look of it. He's going to try for a fight, though. Horsemen going to be coming out here, looking to meet them on the front line. The spears do a decent job of defending. Crossbow's going to be able to pick up those Lance Connect very easily, which is part of the reason why they double up as that longbow, also crossbows. But now looking to try and kite their way back. Numbers here not looking terrible for Marine Lord on the offensive, and he's going to be able to hold once again. Realistically, in this spot, Vortex needs a Mango. I feel like Mangonel is the best way to break this, because a single Mangonel comes out, and that's just it. The crossbows have to go home, and as long as you can defend that against the spears, you'll be absolutely fine. So even some spears of your own, is fine. But now those battering rams going to be coming out. Remember that there's emergency repairs to consider. Emergency repairs obviously going to require a few more battering rams in there to knock out those buildings in a timely manner. That's the key, in a timely manner. But let's ride back on board over on that north side. Marine Lord, take a look at this. Up 45 villagers in this game. And double siege workshop thrown down by Marine Lord on the front. Maybe even sensing the threat of a Mangonel here. A Mangonel could be very, very big on the defense. Do we see it coming out from Vortex? It doesn't look like it. Instead, you're just going to be throwing down the market here and opting for a little bit more barracks production. But definitely a bit of a tough fight. It's very difficult to micro against Crossbow Spear. Crossbow Spear is just such a really strong composition because all the crossbows want to do is stay next to the spears and they'll be fine. But take a look at this. We've got the horsemen coming through for a surround. Spears completely eliminated. Those crossbows need to get inside the battering ram. I feel like at this point, Marine Lord taking a bit of a tough fight here. You can see all of those forces just getting evaporated in the blink of an eye, and Vortex all of a sudden looking pretty dominant right now. Marine Lord, you know, we were just literally talking about how easy it was to micro, but Marine Lord lets himself get caught out of position. Meanwhile, behind this, Imperial Age is coming through from Marine Lord at 20 minutes. This guy is insanely greedy. He has gone from 1 TC into triple tier 1 upgrades to 3 TCs into fast Imperial. I mean, it's technically not a fast Imperial. This is you know what? It's a fast Imperial. It's at the 20-minute mark. I'll call that fast Imperial by my standards. It depends who you talk to. If I want to make a joke, but it's inappropriate, so I'm not going to do it. I will just say that it was something to do with my wife, but I couldn't find it in there. Oh gosh, Imperial Age just reached. I didn't mean to. They just happened naturally. But Spearman numbers now starting to build here for Marine Lord. We can see he's got plenty more of these guys in queue as well. Spearman will be able to hold against this as long as those Lance Connect aren't coming out too thick and too far between. We can see the archer numbers starting to build here for Marine Lord. He's going into veterancy on the archers as well as the elite upgrade coming through for those spears now. Plenty of production on this front line. Once those elite upgrades come through, it becomes very difficult for Vortex to overcome it. Some of the best infantry in the game, best units in the game, those elite spears. Such an effective unit, especially when just fighting against, you know, men-at-arms, that sort of thing. Just really good against everything. But Vortex over the top of Marine Lord. Hold your horses, ladies and gentlemen. Don't count him out just yet. The chickens, they may not have hatched yet from these eggs. Push now going to be repelled. The militia do get called. The militia to save the day. 20 militia out on the field. How many more tickets has he got? None at all. He pulled every single ticket that he could out right now. And remember, these militia, look at the damage that they do. 20 damage. These things scale incredibly. These guys shadow tech. That means that they upgrade automatically. You don't even have to upgrade them. And look at that. The militia now coming through. The elite militia, the Imperial Age militia, going to look to hold down that front line. All the archers on the back should be able to deal with any Lance Connect threat. At the same time, the archers going to be under threat from these horsemen, but the Imperial Age is through. He's got a decent-sized economy here, up 36 villages, taken 4 relics, sacred sites under his control. At least one of them is in the north. The rest have been turned over, and that's going to be a good game. Marine Lord victorious as Vortex taps out. Ladies and gentlemen, do not forget to check out EGC TV this weekend. I'm going to leave a link down in the description where you can go watch them live, and I'm going to catch you guys in the next one. Thank you so much for watching.